You're horrible. You know that? You're absolutely horrible.
Coming into this strongman meet, we had the goal of just not getting injured. That was the biggest thing. It had been 2 years since Patrick had competed. And in those 2 years, he had to rehab some pretty significant injuries. So the biggest thing was just not to get injured and not to zero out any events. The first event was going to be a axle bar deadlift with wagon wheels. This is 405 pounds for as many reps as you could in 60 seconds. Patrick had some new straps that he broke out. You can actually see here in the video they look pretty new. He'd been spending some time trying to break them in a little bit, rubbed some chalk into them, just ran them around on objects and tried to roughen them up a little. He did pretty well though. We had decided when we thought it was going to be off the floor that we were looking for 12 reps. He bested that by quite a bit here with the wagon wheels.
Lifters ready? Ready? Set, go! Good, good, come on, let's go, let's go. Good, good.
And right there you see the new straps kind of betrayed him a little bit. Lost some time trying to get the straps re-wrapped and go again, and that's not optimal. So he gave it everything here though, got a few more out.
Good job, let's go, keep going.
And there it goes again. So he got robbed of a little bit more time, but I think he ran out of time here on this last one. So if I recall correctly, I think he got 15, maybe 16, which was pretty good. There were only 2 or 3 other guys that ended up doing more reps than he did in this event. So he was positioned pretty well here. Farmers carries. The handles each had 225 pounds each. The rule was you had to carry down, I think it's 50 feet, maybe 60 feet. You could drop one time, so as you see they set them down here, and then turn around and bring them back. If you dropped before that point, as we understood the rule at the time, you could not drop it again. So you'd have to make that turn without setting the handles down, and you'll see that becomes an issue here in a little bit.
But I can tell you, like, how much is that over there?
Mateo, co da deste.
20%.
Amor, šteri maru. Co da deste. Ostane u kome.
Gambateo, that's a phrase that he uses in Japanese that basically means do your best, give it your all. So here he goes. He got pretty far, 30, 40 feet here before he dropped. The handles were really smooth. There was no knurling on the handles at all. So it was pretty much just raw, brute grip strength. And it was really difficult to hold. So he had to turn around here with holding the handles. This is very difficult to do, as you can see. So on the way back, he was just gassed. Later we found out, there it is, he dropped. Later we found out that the rule was that he would have been able to set them down a second time at the turn and come back. But it was too late at that point. All right, so the next event was this Keg Carry. That's at like 40 feet, and then the keg was 210 pounds, I believe, and then they had to pull the sled back with 225 on it. This kid right here was amazing. He struggled really hard all day at each event, but he never gave up. He tried as hard as he could every single event, and he would not quit. So we all had a lot of respect for this kid. He's going to do a whole lot better. He'll do some good stuff in his future months. I forget his name, but if somebody could let me know, it was Jake something. I don't remember his last name, but mad respect for this guy. A lot of respect. As you can see, everybody was cheering him on. So then up came Patrick. He had dropped some spots after the farmer's carry, so he was looking to make up some ground here. And he does really well with this, and you can see he's moving pretty quick. He does just fine. He grabs the sled, and then off he goes. Catches this guy, passes him, and pretty quick time there. So he made up a spot or two in the standings here, and then it's on to his specialty events, the biggest ones. There was a lot of time spent waiting around, getting cold in between events here, so he did a really good job of trying to keep moving, trying to stay warm. You can see him here. He's trying to get his shoulder girdle loosened up and staying warm there. The next events are overhead pressings. So he's just excited about that. This is his forte. This is where he shines. So the overheads is where we were going to make up a lot of ground. All right, so for the overhead medley, it was an axle clean and press at 225. Actually, that may be a little bit better than 225. I believe the circus dumbbell was 135 pounds, and then this was set up as a 225-pound log, and you could do this for as many reps as you could in the 60 seconds, however much time you have left. Patrick does very well with all of these events, so he was really excited. Before this event, he was just all geeked out, jumping around, ready to go.
Ready, set, go.
Come on, man. There we go.
There we go. That went really well. Circus dumbbell kind of gets away from him on this first attempt here. It kind of rolled backwards.
Come on, Patrick, you got it. Come on now.
But he got it in the second one right here. Here it comes.
Come on, man. 2 years.
There it was. Got a little encouragement from our buddy in the background, the world's strongest potato, with the 2 years comment. That got him going. And then the log was no problem at all. He got this 3 times. So there was only a couple of guys out of everyone that did more here. A lot of them couldn't get past the circus dumbbell. Patrick got 3 here. I think the most anybody got was 4. Might have been one guy that got 5, but really time would become your enemy with that.
And time.
There we go. Good job. And the final event was keg over the bar, as many as you can in 60 seconds. This was a 210-pound keg. This one right here is coated in rubber. It was really smooth. There was nothing to grab a hold of, really. And this lip that is closest to you in the film here had like no rim. Like there was nowhere to grab it. It was very hard to get. See, it's just his very fingertips getting a hold of that edge. Here we go. He made up a lot of ground on the overheads, and then he made up some even more ground here. He did really well. You can see he's not even like touching the bar really. He's just hurling it over without even touching the bar. Most people just have to roll it over the bar. Mateo, recurring theme of the day.
Gambateo!
I promise I wasn't cussing.
Yeah, explained to the ref that what he was saying in Japanese was not cussing, which is pretty funny. So all in all, it was an amazing day. Very good job was done. He placed 4th out of 8, and really good. He was just outside of 3rd, and the podium would have qualified him for a higher level competition that's coming up. So the next competition, we've got some goals, we've got some stuff to work on, we've got some things we want to see him do, and I have no doubt that that will happen, and we're going to go out there and kill it on the next one.